And Linda made lunch. Doesn't it look good? So what is it, shrimp?
A shrimp linguine, well, lemon shrimp linguine with pomodoro pasta sauce, fresh broccoli and carrots, a little bit of cheese so we get our calcium, and a little bit of lemon juice.
Oh, it looks good.
Please subscribe show. YouTube Cole Spivey. Yeah, man.
Where is Linda? There she is right there. Okay, got her. Get in. Got it. All right, so today we're dealing with May 7th of 2022 AD, and Linda and I have decided to do a downtown Fort Worth vlog, or relatively the area of Fort Worth vlog. So we're gonna go by different areas and just kind of talk about them. So there is the St. Paul Church and School that we vlog quite a bit, and that church has been there as long as I can remember in Fort Worth. It's called St. Paul Lutheran Church. And we turn right here and we can see downtown Fort Worth right here. We are on very close to Lancaster. We're approaching Lancaster and Cherry Street, which we're gonna make a stop to a famous area here in just a minute that made Fort Worth famous probably like 2009. Is that what it said? 2009?
Correct. 2009.
Yeah, it happened in 2009. We're on our way there right now. So there's Cherry Street, which goes right into the heart of downtown, which we're going to be going there too. We're going to be going there pretty soon. But for right now, we're going down Lancaster to go to this spot. Now, we are going to be passing the well-known post office. That's a post office right there. And the architect, which was from the South, is named Wyatt Hedrick, and he built the whole building in 1931. That's when this building stood right here, and that's the post office. It has a neoclassic structure, so there's a lot of neoclassicism that's actually in Fort Worth, or neoclassical, as you could say that too. But there it is right there. It's from 1931. It went in business in 1933. And that is the post office, or our side of the post office.
Look at the longhorns for the cows.
Oh, those are cool. They're like little longhorn things. Linda noticed longhorn things right here. Yeah, there's more of them right here. So they're longhorn, I don't know, what would you call those? Just longhorns made out of something, maybe plastic or something. It's very strange right here. You can kind of see it right here. I think that's plastic. It's longhorns though. Now that church has been there for quite a bit of time. I do not know the denomination of that church, but it has been there in Fort Worth, right off of Hemp Hill and Broadway. You just take Broadway, and that church has been there, I'm guessing probably maybe since at least the 30s or 40s. If you know, leave your comment.
The Rainbow Lounge raid occurred in the early morning hours of June 28, 2009 at the Rainbow Lounge, a newly opened gay bar in Fort Worth, Texas. The raid was carried out by members of the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission and the Fort Worth Police Department.
And the state police were involved too.
Several customers were arrested for public intoxication, and one customer, Chad Gibbonson, received a severe head and brain injury while in custody. The police also claimed the customers made sexual advances in contact with them. Other customers were detained and later released without arrest.
I think it was Chad that suffered a brain injury.
Gibson.
Yeah.
Correct.
They threw him down in the hallway of the back hallway.
The address.
Would you let me finish?
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
so they threw him down in the back hallway
Oh, it might be over here.
and jumped on top of him, witnesses say, and they created a brain injury on the arrest. No, it's not. It's not that way. It burned down. But it is on Jennings, so that's a clue. We're on Jennings, so it's right there. I just found it. It's right there. It's an empty lot right here. Yep, this is where it was.
No.
Nope, it burned down. We don't know. No, you're right. It is on the other side. That's where they parked. That was the parking lot of it right there.
651. So
It's right over this way. It's 651. So odd side. There's odd side and there's even. You have to figure out which way is odd side or even. It could be here where it burned down, or it could be there. 651 is probably here. I was probably right the first time, because that's saying 650 on that side. There's downtown Fort Worth. I'm saying it's right over here, or it was. It burned down, so they leveled it.
No, it burned down in
2017. Yeah, it had a fire in 2017. It was called the Rainbow Lounge, and it made national news. They compared it to the Stonewall riots in New York. Of course, let me finish, okay? The Stonewall riots, yeah, it's probably here. This 618, this is wrong. It's the other side. This is the even side. It's saying 651.
So it'd be on that side. Odd numbers.
Hmm?
So it'd be odd numbers.
Right, 651 is the one.
Okay.
You're probably gonna see some of it burnt down. 651 is the 604. That's gonna be even side. It's gonna be this lot right here. It's that lot right there. What was Chad's name again?
Chad Tibbetson.
I don't think anyone died, luckily. But they went in
Nobody
and...
died.
Let me finish. You're going to have to let me finish. So they went in the raid, and they pulled them out one by one and arrested everybody in the entire lounge, which they don't talk about.
This way.
All right, we're going back that way. And they arrested every single person that was there that night. And they didn't arrest them, they detained them. But they did release them. Not everybody got an arrest charge, but everybody was detained because it was a raid. And they did arrest a few of them. I think Chad was probably arrested. And I think he received a brain injury during the bust.
You believe or you know?
No, he did. It was reported brain injury. And it made national news. They protested the entire thing the day after. The LGBT community. Is it LGBT?
Yeah.
LGBT?
Yeah,
That community protested the day after on the steps of the courthouse right here. We're thinking maybe here. It says it's for sale. So we're thinking that it burned down. They leveled it right here. Because that says 650 and that was an even side over here. So that's even side of the road. This is the odd side. Right next to Watts Park is the title of it. Or Watts Park was... So we're thinking, if you know, leave a comment. But we're thinking this right over here is even numbers over here, which is called the studio. Right, we know. This
650,
is
that's
it.
even.
Right, that's even.
even.
No, that's not even. That's even.
Well, that says 650 on that side.
I know,
It
but that
depends how
says
you look at it.
620. At least they moved it. This says 620, and this is 618. And the original address was 651. It would have been
So it's
right
gotta be
here.
over here.
That's the parking lot.
So
right
there's
there.
Fort Worth Collective.
Right.
You
So
see the
it's
rainbow.
this one right here.
Okay, right.
That's where it was at.
Right.
You're driving down this way. This is actually Fort Worth. And so I guess this is kind of in remembrance. They have flags over here to remember what happened, I guess. Or they did on the WFAA thing. But this is downtown going straight here across Pennsylvania.
They've got a Liberty Lounge.
The story about this place right here is my friend Stephen Wesley, who is no longer with us, got in a fight at this bar right here. And the guys threw bottles at us. And he busted the guy in the eye. Stephen did. Then they threw bottles at our car. And a guy named Eric Rutledge was with me. And we drove down this way. And they got in a fight over really nothing. I don't even really know what they fought over. It was a long time ago. It was like 1991 when that fight broke out. And they threw beer bottles at our car and we drove off this way. And this one right here is a church right here, yeah.
St. Peter.
St. Peter's.
I don't know.
Does it say have a name? It says Broadway. It's something Broadway. This is a well-known church too right here. probably has, yep, Broadway Baptist. It's Broadway Baptist Church. That's a Baptist church. Well, I think we found it. It's really hard to find because it burned down. They leveled it. Then, if you go down this way right here, you'll see the first Dickies they erected in Fort Worth. I don't know if it's the original Dickies. I think I've heard a rumor that it was, but it's where they manufacture Dickie clothing, and I think it might be. But if you know, leave a comment. I've heard that it was the original Dickies, or at least one of them. But you can see the sign right there through the trees right here. You can see it right there. That's the sign on it right there. There's the actual sign right there. It says Williams Dickies, which I think that's the original Dickies. We'll be going through here. And Linda said we could park for free at the library, so we're gonna try it out. And this is the actual postal office that we were talking about, the neoclassical one right here. We'll pull around to it right here. Here's the left side of it. So it was all used as an actual postal office, United States Postal Office. Yep, here it is. That's what it means. That's what I mean by neoclassical. That's the structure. And his name was Wyatt. His name was Wyatt Hedrick. Wyatt. The architect from the South that did it. And went in business in 1933. And it is on the endangered list too. Here's the side of it right here. I think these adjacent buildings here, or the buildings on the side, are actually apartments. It says Texas Pacific Lofts right here. But I want to say they may have been connected to the post office back in the 30s. Right here. I want to say maybe they used that. And this is where probably like the old school postal workers would have pulled up and got the mail organized right here. And you can see the structure being very, very old. And this is the United States Postal Office in Fort Worth, or the Fort Worth Postal Office. What's cool is you can see the eagle right here. Actually on West Lancaster, and you can actually rent a bike. So you just go up there, and I guess, I don't know if it takes cash or your card, or if it's working off an app, but you can rent a bike for the actual day. Yeah, there is a thing over here that says B on it, right here. The letter B, right there. And so you can actually get a bike and ride it around. And that's where they filmed Logan's Run, the outside of it. They've done many protests there too. It's the outside of the Fort Worth Water Garden. So when you're walking along here, you're noticing these weird looking kind of like columns that step up, that look like steps. That's actually the water gardens. And they filmed Logan's Run, the original Logan's Run was filmed there. Lynn and I, we both have done, or we did the filming location there. And what was your line, sweetie? Well, you know, I've never seen a cat. There he is right there. Oh, wow. I haven't even noticed this right here. I guess this is like the new addition to the actual,
Oh, I think you can ride a bike for free on Fridays.
yeah, this is the new addition. This is the hotel. It's called the Omni. And they've actually, this is a new addition. So they've rebuilt part of the Omni right here. It's pretty amazing. You can see the rooftop right here. And if you're in the mood for Starbucks right here, you can get yourself your little caffeine fix. If you're addicted to caffeine and you have to get a fix, let's go right in there Starbucks and pay $5.
Collagen.
What? Now, what was your line in Logan's Run?
What? I've never seen a cat before.
No, not what. It was,
I've
you know.
You know. I've never seen a cat before.
I thought Linda did it better than in the movie.
You know.
There you
I've
go.
never seen a cat before.
That's not how you did it. Do it. Do it
You
again.
know. I've never seen a cat before.
You have to look in the lens.
I did.
Oh, wow, look at this. I don't know what that was, but it looks like almost like a wagon with a motor. All right, so we've got a lot to cover. We are gonna park and get out. So I'm gonna hit a couple of spots. A couple of my, this is my stomping ground. This is the convention center. Okay, so true story. I actually ran into Mike McGill, the skater, at a skateboard convention at this place right here. Mike McGill, Danny Way, Lance Mountain was there, and I got Lance Mountain's signature, and the hat was stolen from me, or it's gone. But they stole the hat, though. The skaters actually stole the hat off my head after they signed it. It wasn't Lance Mountain. Mike McGill reached through the van, grabbed it off my hat, or grabbed it off my head, and then I ran after the van, and they threw the hat back after me. But I no longer have that hat. So I don't know where the hat is. This is off of Houston and 9th Street right here. But yeah, we were skating the entire event outside. So they were already done with their little exhibit that they brought in the Bones Brigade with, Tony Hawk didn't make it though. It was Mike McGill, Lance Mountain, Danny Way. They all were over here on this other side of this. And they jumped in the van, and then they had already signed my hat. Lance Mountain signed my hat. Mike McGill reached out of the van, grabbed the hat off my head, and ripped it off my head. Then I ran after the van, and then he threw the hat back at me. It's a true story. This happened in probably like 1988 or 89. That's downtown.
In the summer of 1988, Powell Peralta Bones Brigade skateboard tour took place at the Fort Worth Convention Center. This is actually one of the posters they used to advertise.
And this is the convention, Fort Worth Convention Center right here. You can see it. Dealing with 91 degrees right now. You can read that. It's 91 Fahrenheit. It was 98 earlier, but that was a wrong reading. They're building something here on Commerce, right here. Commerce Street is what we're on right now. And this is the Hilton, and that's a walkway that goes over where 8th Street is. Right this way, right here. That's the Hilton. This is 7th Street right here, the well-known 7th Street, or on the east side of 7th Street. At the top of this building right here is a club known as the Oil something Club. Part of my family was members of that. It was like a club. You could go to the top of this building right here, and you could, like, I don't know, get something to eat or whatever. And there's the new Cheesecake Factory right here, and right next to that is, I believe that's the Bass building. That's where they have all the Broadway So they're gonna have Broadway shows that come in. And true story, at the Bass right there, I met James Patterson, but I wasn't a fan. And my wife at the time she was a big James Patterson fan. So she had him sign, I don't know if it was Come Along Spider or whatever. What was the books that James Patterson wrote? I just know that he wrote a children's story that I liked called Maximus Drive. But anyway, she had him basically sign her little book, James Patterson book, at this one right here, and that is where he went to give his little seminar or whatever it was. His little, what do you call that? It's like a I don't even know the name of it. You know, it's like where they show up, they tour with their books. What do they call that when they tour with a book? Remember the name of that? Do you know what I'm talking about? When an author goes on like a tour. But they also talk about their lives too. So it was like a book tour, or kind of like a bio. We might go by there, but there's a lot to see. But you'll see that there's like an angel outside, a couple of angels with trumpets. You can see it right there. Part of the trumpets. That's the Cheesecake Factory. There. That's the Bank of America Tower right there.
Not a lot of talk, so I'm being quiet for your precious.
Nope. Maybe. Almost. There he goes. Honk. Honk. Get out of the way, buddy. What are you doing? Are you a freaking nut? Honk, honk. Okay, he went on. Anyway, so this is Sundance Square, and it's on bricks. You can see, like, brick road, a red brick road. I used to work right there.
What a happy family with 3 kids.
I used to work right there at Uno's.
Ooh, I can eat beef ribs.
But now it's a Risky's.
Uno's was that over here? That pizza
Uno's.
place?
No, it's right there. I missed it. It's still there. Uno's is still there. That's Risky's. Never mind. I missed it. Uno's is on the other side. We're on the wrong road. I flipped around this road.
Ooh, taco
Nope.
truck.
There it is right here. That's 95.9, which is FM Ranch Radio. I turned in a headshot there one time. It's a radio place right above a Jumbo Juice. So you can get on the radio right there. It's called The Ranch.
Oh, yeah, it must be a problem or something. Something's going on.
Yep. It's called The Ranch. This is also known as the Flying Saucer. This is where you hung out if you were a college kid. Of course, they've got some grown adults there today, but I guess they can be kids too sometimes. And there's their outside patio right here. It's called the Flying Saucer. It's been there maybe early 90s, late 80s.
Hot outside. All their makeup's probably melting off.
Yeah, I think we're during prom right now. This is Linda and I's prom, right, sweetie? We're on prom. Linda's the prom queen. You're the prom queen today?
Shit.
Linda the prom queen. Oh, that says Waters. We're going to try it again. We're going to try a second round.